I just wanted to say for the record, I wasn't able to do this video before because of how traumatizing it was to listen to for me, right? Because of all of the things that happened on that day. And to think that it took me a year to be able to create this video because of all the trauma that was going on. That's what they do every single day. Child Protective Services, this is what they thrive on. They love it. They want these parents to be so traumatized that they do not come back or remember anything or even try to, do anything about it. So just remember that that's why it took me so long to make these videos, because I can't listen to them without going absolutely nuts. So it was difficult. And they know that, though. They absolutely know that, and to hear this woman, this judge, when she talks about putting me in jail for YouTube, it's insane. The world needs to see what you guys are doing to people. This is just insane that she even talks like that. Her whole idea of them being protected as to their crimes against me is like, why would you have to be protected? Why? Because why wouldn't you be able to show the world what you're doing? Why does it have to be hidden? Why are you so worried about it? Because they know they're committing crimes. So of course.
Everyone, that I did review the YouTube channel. So with respect to the motion to compel Ms. Zayas to not post videos on the internet, I did review the YouTube channel. I, of course, did not view every video in its entirety. I did review several videos scrolling along. My main purpose was to determine how many of them were of these proceedings related to Amaya and Anya, as well as the termination trial and prior proceedings. How many of them were related to other proceedings involving other children. And then I did know that there were several videos of Marcel. And I learned on that video that Marcel had passed away in July. That's at least what it says on the video. And so before we begin this morning, I just want everyone to be cognizant of the tremendous loss that Ms. Zayas has suffered in the last year as a result of losing Marcel and losing her children. And so I just want us to take that tone as we discuss these matters this morning. So I'd like to take the motions separately. I think they are very different in tone. The motion with respect to change of placement and confidentiality of that placement, I'd like to take that first, and then we'll come back around to the motion to compel Ms. Zayas to bring down the videos. I think that's a little bit more complicated, and perhaps affects all the proceedings in this court, to be honest. And I just want everybody to realize that it may affect how we do business going forward, not just in this case, but in all cases. So let's begin with the placement motion. I've read everything. Ms. Zayas has not filed an objection. So are there any disagreements among the parties who are present, or are all the parties in agreement as to the motion to change placement and keep the placement in school confidential? So it's department's motion. I'll ask CASA, are there any slight permutations that you'd like to address beyond the proposed order by the department? Would
at Amaya's discretion?
Going forward.
At Amaya's discretion?
And so we now.
What if
We now know that Ms.
If I was black, you wouldn't do that.
This hearing.
You wouldn't do that if I.
Thank you for being present today, Ms. Zayas. Did you just remove her?
I put her in the waiting room. I'll bring her back.
Let's bring her back.
Yeah.
You're gonna let these black bitches do what the fuck they want, huh?
Ms.
Dumb
Zayas.
bitch. No, fuck you, bitch.
Ms. Zayas.
I want to see my fucking daughter, bitch. I want to see my fucking daughter, bitch.
I'm going to tell
What?
you that we are
What?
going forward.
Shut the fuck up.
Your hearings
Bitch,
will
give me my
not
kids back, dumb hoe.
on Zoom any longer.
The fuck you mean?
And they
I'm
will
suing
only be-
all you bitches tonight. Every single person in that room.
So, and now we're gonna. All right, so RCW 1334-115 prohibits, and this is, again, you know how this court feels about the passive voice. It's not helpful. Any video recording, sub 5, any video recording of the proceedings may be released pursuant to separate statute. However, the video recording may not be televised, broadcast, or further disseminated to the public. There is no particular person or entity prohibited here. It's unclear whether it's the court, whether it's the parties, whether it's an observer, or anyway. But I read it because there's no particular entity listed that it applies to everyone. And so there is also no penalty listed for the statute, for violation of the statute. So the only penalty that would exist would be one that would flow from an order compelling someone to comply with the statute and then violation of that order. So the court at this time has not been asked. The department's not asking the court to penalize Ms. Zayas. The court has no authority to penalize Ms. Zayas or sanction her in any way for violation of this statute up to this point, but put Ms. Zayas in the waiting room.
Getting sued tonight, bitch.
So Ms. Zayas was present up until this point, and the court has put Ms. Zayas in the waiting room because of her manner of participation in this hearing. All right, so the court will sign an order ordering Ms. Zayas to remove all video and audio recordings of dependency and termination proceedings from wherever she has disseminated them. I expect that parties may not know the extent of the dissemination or the broadcast, but Ms. Zayas would, and Ms. Zayas is ordered to remove all of the video and audio recordings that she has posted in any platform, in any medium that she has used. If she does not comply with this order by September 5th at 8:30, well, we'll talk about return date because I think we need to have a hearing where everyone comes back and reports whether they've found anything and Ms. Zayas has an opportunity to respond. If she, for example, attempted to pull something down and it's been now posted by someone else and she doesn't have control, I can imagine that there might be some logistical difficulties with that. But so are parties available to address this matter again on the 5th of September at 8:30? Or would you like a different day next week? I'm happy to set it on a Friday. I'm happy to set it whenever folks are available. So the order should say that all recordings should be removed by the 5th at 8:30, at which point we'll have a hearing. And if they have not been removed, I will hear from, and I will hear it orally because the court is going ahead and putting everyone on notice that they're not taken down. The court will be finding Ms. Zayas in contempt of the order, and we'll hear from the parties what the sanction should be. The department is going to need to, well, is Ms. Zayas still in the waiting room? Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to, all right, let me finish the order and then I'll read it to Ms. Zayas when we bring her back in. I'll attempt to read it to her and we'll serve it on her. Now, going forward, I'd like to hear, because none of you addressed going forward. And I just want to be very clear, and I say this all the time, and it is true. Zoom is a courtesy. It is not a right. And I know that all of you really enjoy it and really benefit from it. And what I'm going to say is benefit from it because you don't have to be here. You get to go home, and you appear from your homes in the afternoon. And that is the policy of the court at this point. But having hearings on Zoom provides this opportunity. And there is no way for this court to prevent what has happened when we have hearings on Zoom. No way. So I want to hear from you all with respect to Amaya and Anya's cases, what your proposal is going forward for these cases. But I also want all of you to think about whether Zoom should continue for dependency and termination matters. We're not going to discuss that today, but I want you to seriously think about it. So going forward, all of Anya and Amaya's hearings will be in person. They will necessarily often be on another calendar where parties have relied on and expected to be able to appear by Zoom. And what will happen is we will put the courtroom in the waiting room so that Amaya and Anya's hearings are not on Zoom. And that is what pertains to this case. But you have not heard the end of this from this court. There are going to be changes. Certainly do. Certainly do. All right. Let's bring Ms. Sayas back in, and I'm going to attempt to read her the order and let her know she'll be served with it by e-service this afternoon. Ms. Sayas has been brought back into the session. The order of the court is as follows. Disseminating videos and audios of dependency and termination proceedings pertaining
I have to agree.
to Anya and Amaya.
I have to agree.
Other children
You don't make.
are not.
You don't make. You're not a judge. You don't make judgments.
Is a violation of RCW.
It's an agreed order.
411.
It's an agreed order. It's an agreed order. I don't agree to.
Ms. Zayas is ordered to remove all
She's not
recordings from any platform,
I'm not.
any medium that pertain to dependency or termination.
Or what?
Proceedings
Or what?
by September 5th at 8:30 a.m.
I got 10 accounts.
We
I
will
got
read
10.
out the record again.
I got 10.
And if the recordings have not been
I got 10.
removed and are still available, the court will
I got 10 accounts.
what sanction the court should impose. Sanctions
You
include
can't.
monetary sanctions as well as
It's my.
confinement in jail.
You can't do.
The all hearings in Anya and Amaya's cases henceforth will be only in person, and Zoom will not be available for them. Closed when Amaya and Anya's cases are heard. Ms. Zayas is, I hope that she joins us in person for the hearing on 8:30 a.m. in courtroom 4B of the court will sign the orders regarding placement
Everybody
and
sued. Sued.
violation of 1334-115 and the possibility of sanctions this as soon as it is presented, and Ms. Zayas will be
That's not my account, so I don't.
by e-filing